Wilika, a town shrouded in sorrow. Nestled amidst rolling hills, Wilika was the epitome of tranquility. The gentle lull of a summer breeze, the laughter of children playing, the aroma of freshly baked pies cooling on windowsills. Life moved at a slower pace. It was a place where doors were left unlocked. Neighbors knew each other by name. A sense of peace pervaded every corner. But this idyllic world was shattered. Darkness descended upon Wilika, its innocence ripped away. The once peaceful town now grappled with an unspeakable tragedy. Fear and suspicion clouded the eyes that once held warmth. The heart of the community was heavy. The weight of grief was palpable. Whispers of the tragedy echoed through the streets, the once vibrant laughter of children replaced by an eerie silence. The townsfolk were left questioning everything they held dear. How could such a horror unfold in their haven? Wilika was no longer a picture of tranquility. It was a town in mourning, its spirit wounded, its heart broken. The shadow of the tragedy loomed large. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of evil. Unveiling the horror, the victims, and the void they left. The victims were more than just names in a news report. They were the heart and soul of Wilika, Sarah the baker, whose kindness was as warm as her fresh bread. Old man Thomas, his wisdom a guiding light for the town's youth. Little Emily, her laughter echoing through the park, now silenced forever. Their absence left a gaping hole in Wilika's fabric. Each empty chair, a painful reminder of their loss. The park, once alive with Emily's giggles, now stood desolate. A somber monument to a tragedy that stole their innocence. The details of the crime were chilling. A darkness had swept through Wilika, leaving behind an unimaginable scene. The brutality of the act shook the town to its core. It was a stark contrast to the peace that once defined Wilika. Fear gripped the community. Doors once left unlocked were now bolted shut. The trust that once bound them now strained under suspicion. The harmony of their existence was shattered, replaced by an undercurrent of anxiety. The question lingered in everyone's minds. If it could happen to them, could it happen again? The investigation, a race against time and fading hope. The investigation began immediately, a frantic race against time. Every corner of Wilika was combed for clues. The tranquility of the town was replaced by the piercing sirens of police cars, the echo of footsteps hurrying through the once peaceful streets. Days turned into weeks, then months. The investigation hit dead ends. Frustration mounted. Hope began to dwindle. The weight of unanswered questions pressed heavily on the town. The lack of closure fueled their anxiety. The case went cold. The files gathering dust, the trail growing colder. The townsfolk started to lose faith. Whispers of doubt about finding the perpetrator surfaced. The fear of the unknown continued to haunt them. Despite the fading hope, the authorities pressed on. They refused to let the case fade into obscurity. The victims deserved justice. The town deserved closure. Their determination was a beacon of light in Wilika's darkest hour. It was a testament to their commitment to upholding the law and to bringing solace to a community grappling with grief. Section 4. A glimmer in the darkness, the break in the case. Years later, just as hope began to dwindle, a glimmer of light emerged. A witness came forward. A piece of evidence, overlooked earlier, was re-examined. The investigation was reopened. The new lead breathed life back into the case. The once cold trail was now warming up. The investigators worked tirelessly, piecing together the puzzle. Each new detail brought them closer to the truth. The town held its breath. Could this be the break they had been waiting for? The news spread like wildfire, igniting a flicker of hope in their hearts. The possibility of justice being served was a balm on their wounds. The investigators, with renewed determination, followed the new lead. It was a long shot, but they were determined to see it through. They knew the weight of the town's expectations rested on their shoulders. They were not just solving a crime, they were bringing closure to a community scarred by tragedy. Section 5. Justice prevails. The trial and the town's relief. The arrest sent shockwaves through Wilika. The perpetrator, hiding in plain sight, had been a part of their community. The revelation was a jarring reminder that evil can lurk even in the most unexpected places. The trial was a tense affair. The courtroom packed with townsfolk, their faces etched with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The evidence presented was irrefutable. Each testimony, a nail in the coffin of the perpetrator's lies. The guilty verdict brought a wave of relief over Wilika. Justice had been served. The weight of uncertainty that had burdened them for years finally lifted. The verdict was not just a victory for the law, it was a victory for the victims and their families. Although the scars of the tragedy remained, the town could finally breathe. The verdict offered a sense of closure. It was a testament to the perseverance of law enforcement, and a reminder that even in the face of darkness, justice can prevail.